So Life News. We love you guys so much. I want to say a big thank you to you guys for what you guys have been doing. We appreciate you guys, and obviously we will love you guys so much. At this point, I wish I can pack the thanks and pack to your houses because you guys have been doing the most and really appreciate you guys. Courtesy all what you guys have been doing, we thought it wise to make major updates for you guys, and our update includes that if you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever channel you are on, you can now watch us live as we do activities like this, like live news and live reactions. You can now follow us and stream us at the same time. We are also doing this in the studio. All you have to do is pick up, look out for a channel that is comfortable for you, whether Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, and then follow us on that space. And at the same time, whenever we have, and I think you also have to, not that I think, I'm sure you also have to put on your notification button so that whenever we make a video or a video pop out, you will be the first to know. And all of this, we're expecting I'm going to do it so that we'll make this channel a bigger and a better one. Let's look at what the news look like. Obviously, we have the Billboard Awards, and they came out with the nominations today, and categories like the Billboard Musical Award for the top Afrobeat song, and then we have songs like Arya Star Rush made it to the court. We have LeBianca with People, we have Oxley with Colossal, we have Rema and Gomez with Calm Down, and then we have Victoni, Rema, Tempo, and Don Toliver with Soweto Remix. Obviously, we all want to say we already know the winner, but obviously it's the Billboard, so let's see who they would crown their winner. And then talking about the top Afrobeat Artist Award, also for the Billboard Music Award, we have Burna Boy making the cut, we have LeBianca making the cut, we have Rema, Tems, and Wizkid. All of these guys made the cut. No Davido and some notable names are missing, no Ashake, but then we have Burna Boy, LeBianca, Rema, Tems, and Wizkid all making the cuts. Moving on, we have Burna Boy actively as the next guy on the news. We saw Chelsea FC midfielder talking about Enzo Fernandez, the player who was crowned the World Cup best young player. Enzo, an amazing guy who plays for Argentina and obviously plays straight for Chelsea Football Club. Presently, we saw where he was training at his personal gym in his house in London, and he was vibing to Burna Boy Taliban, and an amazing job for Burna Boy. You know, watching this guy work out with Taliban just explains that could just be in, like, you know, we have some songs that have, like, we have some playlists for working out, right? But then if you don't have Taliban in your playlist for working out, trust me, you are missing out big time. Moving on from that one, we saw Burna Boy was nominated for the Best Afrobeat Artist at the 2023 Billboard Music Award. Hopefully he get this one, and whoever it is that get the award, trust me, it's a big win. They all are deserving of the awards. Moving on, we saw producer Steel Brands has now received his UK #1 album plaque for producing Burna Boy I Told Them, the album, and also produced If I'm Lying. And for all of his efforts and all of that, he was presented the #1 album plaque for his excellent production for I Told Them. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy taking the Odogu and mandates to a different level, and it was said that the club where him and his friends partied at the last time he went out for clubbing, it was said that Burna Boy bought that space for the period he was going to be there, basically. So Burna Boy actually went there and shut down the space, bought the club, and he's saying, "This is Burna Boy, I want to use your space, and I don't want anyone I don't know to be in this space. So what do I have to do? I want to buy this space. Give me your price, give me all you're going to bill me for all of this, and I'm going to pay you outrightly." And obviously for that day or for the period Burna Boy is going to be there, he owns that club. Moving on, we have Odumodu, the guy who has been disturbing all the charts lately and making fun of, this is the part where you have achieved, right? And then you're coming out to say, yes, I've achieved. And for you, it might be noise, but then to him, it's just jingle bells because he has done so well for himself. Moving on, we saw Odumodu Black Ezioku become the first hip-hop rap album to spawn a #1 song in Nigeria, and presently it just surpassed Olamide Carpe Diem and Unruly Project, which previously had the highest charting singles of a rap album, Infinity and New Religion, both peaked at #2 in Nigeria. But then Odumodu have said, "Olamide, you're an OG, I respect you, but I'm back and I have to take my mandate as #1." And that's a big one and a big, very, very massive one for Odumodu Black. Moving on, we saw Ezioku spend the second consecutive week at number one on the official top 50 album chart in Nigeria. As a result, it becomes the rap album with the most week at number one on the chart, surpassing Olamide Unruly, which locked at number one just for a week. At the same time, we saw Turntable coming out to giving us the album in Nigeria, the top album in Nigeria for this week. And they are saying number one is Odumo the Black. Number two is Mobad. Mobad actually is passed, but then his album or the EP drop is still doing massive numbers. And then we have Benson as number three, Ashaki as number four. We have Burna Boy as five. We have Charlie Poppy as number six. We have Cheyi Vibe as number three. Davido number eight. Cheyi number seven. Davido number eight. Omale with number 9, and then Kiss Daniel coming through with number 10. Obviously, for Kiss Daniel, he has begun the challenge for My G, and people are already coming in and putting their entries. And trust me, I think the fact that he now knows that he has to make repost, and then reposting people's entry has further boosted the song My G. At the same time, we saw the bouncer thingy where everyone now has a bouncer walking on the street of TikTok, and all of this have contributed to pushing Kiss Daniel back to number 10, the top 10 albums in Nigeria for the week. Moving on, we saw Wale coming out to say 7 Hallelujah, we give thanks at Odumodu and Bloody Civilian. It's safe to say mission accomplished is Yoko. So Wale got his first number one in Nigeria, and then he's saying at this point it's safe to say mission accomplished. If you play PS properly, a PS5 thereabout, whenever you play a mission game, could it be Grand Theft? Could it be God of War? Whatever it is you played, whenever you finish the game, you have this sense of you've accomplished a mission. And then Wale is saying he has that sense now. And then he's saying 7 Hallelujah to that. And obviously, big thanks to Odumodu and Bloody Civilian. Moving on, we saw Odumodu back in the studio giving us another snippet of what he expects to give us on Christmas. And then he's saying, Christmas Bedu done right, Abuja people. Oh yeah. Moving on, we have Rema as the next guy on the news. We saw where he came through with the new snippet he called Red Portion, and that project, trust me, we all are waiting to see what he has done on that project. 12 midnight today, we begin to feast on all the projects that we expect to drop. Moving on, we saw Calm Down just surpassed earlier in the day 500 million streams on Spotify, and that is Rema's second song to cross that mark. Calm Down with Gomez have crossed 1 billion, but then Calm Down with Rema alone just surpassed 500 million streams on Spotify. Two songs, both the initial one and the remix, have just surpassed 1.5 billion streams on Spotify. Moving on, we saw Rema showing love to his Benin brother, talking about Charlie Poppy, and they had a video call where whoever took the screenshot, whether Rema or Charlie Poppy, is an amazing one, because we saw both persons having an amazing time together with a conversation, and maybe a collaboration might be coming out anytime soon. But we are sure that this was a video call, and Rema, the person that had the shot, saying "blat," which means blood. And we've seen lately, Charlie Poppy had video calls with Davido, had video calls with Wizkid, and now with Rema, who next is going to be on the video call conversation. Moving on, we have Tems as the next lady, and the beautiful lady on the news. We saw where she came out to say she's a big fan of Ashake and Tyler, and then she was asked if she could do the Tyler dance, and then she said yes, but she was not going to do it at the time. Moving on, we saw Tems at the next gala last night, where she sat with Joe at the time, and people were asking questions saying this guy is dating, but obviously it could just be a friendly meeting. But whichever it is, I'm sure in coming days, if they are dating, we will get update and full update as it concerns both parties. We saw Tems getting herself 4 new certifications in Canada, which includes gold for hire, gold for found, gold for damages, and then Free My Mind also got a gold in Canada. Moving on, we saw Tems on an interview where she came out to say, no one can compete with me, I only compete with myself. She went further to say, music is not one that is competitive, because she does music because she loves it. She doesn't care about numbers and charts and all of that. If it comes, she's happy, but then she doesn't care about that. She said when she began doing music, it was because she didn't have any friend at all to discuss with. So basically, all she wanted to talk to people about, and all I thought at the time all she wanted to say to people, she kept them in her songs and then she released them. Basically, she wasn't releasing them because she wanted it to trend, but she was putting out there so that if you were going through that situation, you could relate to what she's doing. So basically, she grew up knowing music that way, and for her, it's not about the Grammys or the numbers or the chart. It's just about she doing good music for people to enjoy. So basically, with that kind of mentality, you are under no competition with anybody. It's just you, your music, and your peer. So time to say, for her, no one can compete with her because she is not doing the competition game with anyone. Moving on, we have Davido as the last guy on the news. We saw for Timeless just surpassed 258 million on-demand stream in Nigeria, and Timeless has moved about 172,000 album units in the country since release, and it is now eligible for 3 platinum, courtesy the TCN official certifications in Nigeria. For Davido, we say massive congratulations because obviously the Timeless project is already a successful album. Anyway, guys, we've come to the end of the news today, and trust me, tomorrow we'll come back to your faces with all the updates that happen. Tomorrow is going to be a big day because we have album releases and all of that. We are going to be back in your faces to give you guys how the album has fared, what we think about the album, and all of that. Don't miss tomorrow's reaction. I love you guys so much. Peace.